Today we're going to talk about why your personal brand matters. What comes to mind when you hear the words personal brand? Is it influencers? Social media accounts with perfectly designed feeds? Or maybe you think it's just big entrepreneurs like Elon Musk boasting about themselves. But what if I told you that you already have a personal brand? And what it comes down to in the end is whether or not you're controlling your personal brand or if it's controlling you. Personal branding is more than just a buzzword. It's the reputation you build, the story you tell, the value you bring to the table, and what you have to offer to the world. Whether you're a lawyer, a designer, or a small business owner, or even a coach, personal branding is the key to standing out in a crowded market. If you open up Google Maps and you search for lawyers near you, depending on where you live, there will be hundreds if not thousands. Same thing with dentists, content creators, photographers. I mean, let's face it, the market is saturated. But it's the personal brands that stand out. So what is personal branding and why does it matter? Think of personal branding as your reputation. It's not about faking it till you make it or pretending to be someone else. It's about owning your story, your skills, and your unique value, and making sure that people know about it. Now, whether you're an entrepreneur, a creative, or even if you work a 9-to-5, your personal brand sets you apart. In a world filled with resumes and portfolios, your personal brand answers the question, why you? It shows people who you are, what you stand for, and why they can trust you. Let's pause for a second because I know what you're thinking. I know what you might be feeling. You might be thinking that you're not good enough to brand yourself. You might be thinking, why would anyone care about what you have to say? Isn't personal branding just for, influencers? But the truth is, those thoughts are your limiting beliefs. Imposter syndrome is real, and I've been there. But let me tell you something. No one starts off feeling like an expert. Every successful person you look at, they've been in your shoes. They've also wondered whether or not their voice mattered. But the difference between them and you is that they decided to show up for themselves. So if you're feeling unsure, start small, take the leap, and just begin. Share your journey for what it is. People don't want perfection. They want real. And the best part is that the things you're doubting about yourself right now, those are probably the exact same things that someone else will find relatable and inspiring. That'll make you connect. So how do you build an authentic personal brand in an AI-driven world? With AI tools that can clone you, clone your voice, and make videos and podcasts for you. Creating content has never been easier. Everyone is doing it. And those people that were once afraid of being on camera, they are now using AI tools to make faceless channels with AI voices. But here's the thing, in a world where AI can generate ideas and designs in a matter of seconds, the human element is missing. People are beginning to notice this, and people want genuine connection. So on any platform where there's millions of people posting every single day, being yourself is what will make you stand out. Your authenticity, your voice, your values, your humor, all of this cannot be replicated by AI. And that is what people crave. So how do you authentically stand out? You tell your story. You share your journey, the wins, the losses, the lessons. Stories can connect you in ways that AI cannot. Think about what you stand for, what drives you. Build your brand around the causes and the principles that you genuinely care about. And show your face, video content, photos, and even voice notes. Putting a face and personality to your brand builds more trust than any text can ever do. Now, I want to give you some actionable steps for you to start building your personal brand today. So here's 5 steps you can take to start building your personal brand right now. Number 1, define your niche and your message. Ask yourself what you're passionate about and what do you want to be known for. Your niche doesn't have to be broad. It can be very specific. It could be as simple and as specific as, wanting to be the go-to person for simplifying complex legal terminology, or even creating TikToks or YouTube shorts about mental health in your niche or industry. Step number 2, establish your digital presence. Your social media, whether it's LinkedIn, Instagram, or your website, those are your storefronts. Make those count. You don't need to be everywhere. You need to be on a select few platforms. Like, you don't need to be on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. No, just focus on the platforms where your audience hangs out. Step number 3, create value-driven content. Share what you know. Blog posts, short videos, or even quick LinkedIn updates. Anything that solves a problem or adds any sort of value to your audience's life, that builds trust. If you have a story about, how you had a customer who was upset and you calmed them down, you gave them a little something extra just to make them happy, talk about that. That's your unique ability to resolve conflict. That's your unique ability to make a frustrating experience into a pleasurable one. If you had a client that had, some sort of a sales objection, and you talked them into purchasing a package and maybe even made an upsell, talk about that. That is your unique ability to make sales. That is a hot skill. Talk about how you did it. Did you start off with a joke? Did you keep it cool? How did you turn that objection into a conversion? What did you do that someone could not have done? That is your brand. Step 4, network with intent. Reach out to people in your field, not to ask for favors, but to genuinely connect. Engage with their content. Leave thoughtful comments. Show up to events. Networking is not about who you know. It's about who knows you. And when you build a brand, you make your place in people's hearts and minds, and you live there rent-free. If your brand is about sales and there's a speaking gig coming up about sales, and if someone remembers you, they will reach out to you with that opportunity. And when it comes to, networking, focus on giving, not just receiving. Too often we approach networking with a mindset focused on what we're going to get. Flip the script. Think about what you can offer. Can you share some sort of a resource? Can you promote someone else's work? Can you promote their product or their content? Can you introduce them to someone in your network? When you lead with generosity, you stand out. Step 5, stay consistent and patient. Building a brand takes time. Be consistent in showing up, sharing, and connecting. People need to see you more than once to remember you. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results. But trust me, consistency and patience are the backbone of a strong personal brand. And consistency doesn't mean that you have to do something huge every single day. It's the small repeated actions that build trust over time. Whether that's posting content regularly, responding to comments or DMs or messages, or even sending follow-up messages after networking. Everything adds up. Think of it like, planting seeds and watering them every single day, and eventually you'll see them grow. I also want to talk to you about overcoming imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is that little voice in the back of your head that whispers to you, who do you think you are? You're not good enough for this. It's like you carry this shadow of self-doubt wherever you go. But the truth is, you are not alone. Imposter syndrome does not have to define you. One of the biggest triggers for imposter syndrome is the way we talk to ourselves. If you ever catch yourself thinking that, I'm not qualified to talk about this, reframe that. Say this instead. Say, I am still learning, and that's okay. When you shift your mindset from perfection to progress, that's when miracles happen. Nobody has it all figured out. Growth comes from taking action, not waiting to feel ready. You might feel like you have to present a perfect version of yourself to the world. But here's the thing. People connect with authenticity, not perfection. Share the struggles. Talk about the lessons you've learned along the way. Vulnerability isn't a weakness. It's one of the most powerful tools you have to build trust and reliability in your personal brand. So personal branding isn't about faking it till you make it or being perfect. It's about showing up as you are, with all of your flaws, all of your humor, and with your unique voice. And in a world where so much feels automated by AI, the most powerful thing you can bring is your humanity to the table. So take that first step today. Comment below and tell me what makes you unique. I genuinely want to know. Share your story. Trust that your voice matters, because it does. And if any of this made sense to you, and if any of this is something more of that you'd like to hear about, I'll be talking more about personal branding and about my personal struggles and my story. And I'd love for you to join. That's it for today. I'll see you in the next one.